Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Sherwin Pacquette. I'm here with my 2015 Lancer Evolution 10 HIllclimb Evo 10, wrapped by Exity. I'm here with Koenig wheels. We're gonna do a quick walk around of the car and basically let you guys know what we're working with and what 2022 will look like. I'm gonna start off with the motor. So for those wondering, yeah, the car looks super aggressive, but for my purposes, I decided to keep the motor itself stock. It has full bolt-ons, Tomei titanium exhaust, AMS wide mouth. All the charge piping is all AMS. There's a stock turbo, Mitsubishi radiator, the X Performance, Mitsubishi intercooler, Mitsubishi oil cooler, the V1. I'm actually gonna swap that to a single one. MAP catch can, as well as coolant overflow reservoir. We're running the Exity twin disc HD clutch system, 372 power band. Some people might say high, low, depending on your perspective. For me, it's just perfect because not only is it great for me to learn on, but I can still give you a run for your money regardless. Give me some turns, and yeah. I'm sure everyone's wondering about my front bumper. As you can tell, I have headlight deletes, but it's all one assembly. The bumper's from Protein Aerodynamics. They're located out in New Jersey. They actually did a very good job on this bumper. I had to cut this hole out myself, and cutting the hole out of the carbon fiber, I wanted to make sure that when I made the cut, I made it as right as I possibly could. And you know the old saying, measure twice, cut once. Well, I measured, I don't know, 15, 20 times before cutting once. Because again, very pricey stuff. So moving on, we got the rods for the splitter. My splitter is Alumalite, basically just a 4x8 sheet which cut into the shape of the bumper. I really gotta give a shout out to my buddy Dan Foley out in Pennsylvania. He helped me so much in terms of setting up the very first time I put rods on, and it was a different iteration of the front end. So I gotta say thanks, Dan, I appreciate it, man. So just to show you guys how good their products is, bar none. So the bumper has these really nifty things called dive planes. For those who don't know, it's all for aerodynamic purposes. So transitioning from the front bumper, we got the fender victory function. Again, professional awesome coming through with the vents. Real simple install, just cut out, put in, rivets, done. So my wheels, they are Koenig Hypergram 18x11 plus 15. Man, well, I remember seeing these wheels on James Howland's car, and I was like, oh man, this thing looks so good. I needed to have it. So upon wanting to have it, I looked up the process of how they made it, and I gotta say the flow form process, A1. When I got the wheel in the mail, I picked it up. I was so surprised that it was as light as it was. I was able to pick it up with one hand and hold it straight out. I went to pick up my previous wheel, not happening. And don't get me wrong, I go to the gym, I lift weights and shit, but it wasn't happening. Again, when I put the tire on it, same thing, I was able to pick it up with one hand. So I'm thankful that I have these wheels. I have a few buddies who run it in time attack, and they're basically testaments to the strength that the wheel has. And that's what I was looking for when it came to running, because I needed something that was strong and be able to hold up through abuse. And they abuse the shit out of them. So moving along, before we go to the inside, I want to give a huge shout out to Roberto over at Exity for designing the wrap. The hood design, the roof design, the whole side, like he did a phenomenal job. But I also want to highlight Lido's Customs out of Long Island, who wrapped the car. And they wrapped it in like 2 days, to be honest. I had an event the third day, so we all just got together and they did an amazing job. I just held corners and they just did what they did. Shout out to Lido's Customs and Roberto over at Exity for designing the wrap, and Lido's Customs for wrapping it. Thank you guys. So interior, M Composites door panel, you got a Keys Racing steering wheel, Works belt quick tilt. Most people usually have the quick release. I kind of opted to want something different, so I went with the tilt. A lot of Japanese enthusiasts run with the tilt, so gotta keep it pure, right? The seat I run is a Recaro Han style Halo seat. I love this seat. We got a full hill climb spec roll cage. It's got a few extra bars, so it's almost a rally spec cage. Let me show you the rear. We've got, again, the roll cage, and of course, we're gonna highlight one of my sponsors, anti-gravity batteries. If you don't know about their batteries, you need to get in the know, because that thing, it weighs nothing. If you're looking for some kind of weight reduction in terms of battery and things like that, and cranking amps, you need to get an anti-gravity batteries. The cage was built by Mike Robinson out in Pennsylvania. He actually built it in his garage. You know, he's good at what he does. He's actually the instructor of the Hill Climb Association that we run with, the tech instructor, excuse me. He did a fantastic job with the cage. I love it. Moving on, we got my shifter from IRP. I kind of got it engraved with, because this is a final edition Evo. Most people probably hate me for chopping it up like I have. I have the FE number on the shifter, and as well as a saying that I say, life goes on, because it does, regardless. I mean, that's really about it. Running the APR GT3 mirrors, Vara side skirts. Oh, I am running, besides, of course, Brembo, they come OEM with the car, but I'm running the Hawk DTC 70 pads. Great stopping power. So the tires are Velino International, Velino USA. So can't forget the suspension I run. It's the Fortunato 510s. Shout out to Fortunato, they've been awesome. When I had the crash earlier this year, they were super understanding. They said send them out the suspension. They sent me a fresh new pair. So shout out for them. There's nothing super too technical about it, but it does have upgraded radial springs. I mean, upgraded radial bearings, upgraded springs. The dampening, it changes. You know, it changes every now and then. Like when I'm at the track, I have to feel it out. When I'm at the hills, you have to feel it out in order to figure out what best works for the hill. So the first day, I'm basically kind of feeling out the car to see where it's at and where, you know, what is most effective and what isn't most effective. Again, shout out to Fortunato. Everything in terms of attachments to the control arms, end links and things like that, everything's white line. Yeah, I installed everything myself in the driveway. Definitely was tough, but it's all right. I had a few friends came by and helped me, so definitely shout out to all my friends who've helped along the way. Definitely gotta give a shout out to DBA out in Australia. Their rotors have been phenomenal. Team DDR out in California, my guy RJ, Brett X, Fresh Media for those who don't know him. He had this original team Daily Driven Revolution, but this is actually the race team that I'm working with that we kind of created. It's called Team DDR Motorsports Division, and we're looking to take it to another level. So just pay close attention to it. You can find it on Instagram. Thank you guys for joining me on my car walk along. Thank you, Koenig, for coming out and giving me, you know, the opportunity to be able to do this with you guys. I truly appreciate it. Thank you to all my friends who've helped me along the way. Thank you to all my sponsors who've, you know, backed me up and, you know, the hard times like the crashes and things like that. I truly appreciate it. But definitely thank God, thank my family. You can find me on my social media, Instagram at Sherwin Pacquette Racing, YouTube at Sherwin Pacquette Racing, and really stay tuned to that YouTube because we got a lot of big things coming. I worked on my editing skills and photo stuff, so definitely stay tuned. It's gonna be huge. Peace out to you guys. Thank you.